Salute, people. Back, Fred White, Tales from the Pen. If you're new to the channel, go down and hit the subscribe button. Click the bell notification and then click the word all. And make sure the bell is shaded in. So anytime I do a live, you will know about it. Let me go here, because I know StreamYard is really slow. We got people up in here. You see, I only got a PC on the phone. I can see it better. My man, Billy Brutus, Eli, Shut Up and Laugh, Lakeisha, Eugene. Shout out to South Ozone Park. True News, Exposing the Blues. Much love and peace, respect. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Salute to everybody in the building. We're gonna let a few more people pull up. We're gonna talk about this nonsense going on. This nonsense at real life, that pain. Salute. We're gonna talk about this nonsense that's going on in Brooklyn. Let me see. How do I share this screen? Hold on a second. That pain. How do I? Hold on. Hold on a second. All right. Here he is. That's my brother right there, y'all. Man, I forgot how to do the how to share the screen. Like, Payne, how do I do that shit? I want to show like a YouTube video or something. So anyway, but in case I don't get to do it, don't I gotta like share my screen or some shit like that? It's a little Big Rich. What's going on? Finance King. Then like hit the share screen, then hit the Chrome tab. Where's the share screen at though? Hold on. I got comments, banners, brands, private, settings. Is that where I go? Oh wait, I see. Wait, hold on. Exit, remove stream. Mute, stop cam, invite. I don't know, man. But anyway, I wanted to show this video. Something that happened out here in Brooklyn. Over on decap on the bottom. He said on the bottom. On the bottom. On the bottom on invite. Hold on, we got mute, stop cam, cam mic, and invite. Hit the little box on the bottom that says share audio. I don't even got that on here, man. I'm telling you. Remove that. View on YouTube. No, I don't want to see that. I swear to God, I don't have that, bro. I got mute, stop cam, cam mic, and invite. That's it. Oh, invite? Hold on. Who do I got to invite? Next to invite. Yeah, there is no. Next to invite is nothing. Next to invite, it just says having issues. Like, this is weird because I want to show something on YouTube. But anyway, it is what it is. That's why I came on the StreamYard. Or I would have just went to the main thing. Is there a tape of the incident? Yeah, there is a tape of the incident. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Hold on. What's going on, man? Look. Good morning. Bless you too. Look. Mute. Look. Mute. Stop cam, cam mic, and invite. That is the bottom. Look, it doesn't go any further. That's it. Hold on. Go slow. Who? Aim down, right? But go slow so I can see. You see that? I can't see. What? I don't. It says invite. Yeah, invite. All right, what it says next to it? You keep moving. It says having issues. That's it. Like, there's no share screen. I want to share the screen. That's why I went on StreamYard. So I wanted to show. You see what I'm saying? I don't have that here. Hold a little down. Stay right there. All right. Share screen.
don't see it. Why does it? Why is it? Oh, look, right there. Right there, Fred, in a little thing.
What?
You see next to settings?
Next to settings?
Oh, yeah, it's like, you got that thing like my mom's, man, the handshake.
What?
No,
Look.
not there. Nope, the bottom.
Here.
Look underneath the thing. Go down a little more.
Yeah.
You see that? No. Down, nope, not there. Lower. On the bottom, Fred.
Yeah, I'm on the bottom. Go ahead. What I gotta press?
I can't see what you're doing.
Wait, I don't know where the camera at. Hold on. You see the whole thing?
No, just tilt it a little down. All right, you see that right there where it says mute?
Yeah.
Yo, why is it like that?
It's not there, right?
You see that little rectangle with those little things inside? Get me closer to that.
These are like to share the screen. This is, oh wait.
No, underneath that. Fred, no, right there, yeah, that stuff there.
It says stop cam mic, and invite. That's it.
Yo, they bugging, son. That's not how it comes out on my computer, you heard?
Do you? Oh, I'm on the iPad too. Do you pay for like a plan or something like that?
Yeah, I pay for the thing. And you on the iPad, that's why I didn't even realize that, you heard?
Oh, I gotta do it on the computer?
Yeah, you gotta do it on the computer. Some features don't come like when I do it on the phone. There's some features that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm doing other things, there's some features I don't have, man. You know?
All right, you know what? I got the new shit too. I got the MacBook. How about will it work on the MacBook Pro?
Yes, sir.
I got the new MacBook. I got the MacBook. I got the green screen. I got the banners. I got the new mic. Yeah, you too, man. You too. That's you too. All right, so let me come on here then. Let me get on here then. Let me talk to the people on here because everybody just watching us vibe right now. Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily end this one if you have it linked on your MacBook too. The email and all that, you can just go to StreamYard from there. Put this one on pause, you heard?
Yeah. Nah, it's in the room and I don't have that all linked, so I'm just gonna vibe on here and just talk for a little while and then I'll come back. Yo, stay safe, bro. You too. All right, be good. Stay safe, brother. All right, there it was. All right, so apparently I can't do it because I don't really like doing StreamYards because they lag. Not only do they lag, like on the comments, they come up later. Like if I go to my phone right now, there'll be mad comments there. Here I can only see like 3, 4. And then they start coming up. Biden is a comment. Oh shit. Is there a tape of the incident? Yes. Come on, dude. Okay, what's up, right? Salute, man. All right, listen. So the dude, there is a tape of the incident. Fuck it. We're gonna do it right here. We're gonna show it to you. Let me show it to you right now. This guy. What a bozo. Watch this, guys. Yeah. Ready? This is stupid right here.
Second homicide of 2022. A woman and her dog shot and killed.
It happened last night at a smoke shop in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. New York cops at first they suspected was the woman was the intended target. That's what they thought at first. But now we're told there's a new police theory in the case. Their focus, of course, mostly looking for a killer.
Here's Eyewitness News reporter and Jay Perkins.
She's going to be missed. She was amazing. She was an amazing person. Neighbors in shock. Police canvassing the community for witnesses and surveillance video. Jennifer Enoa was 36 years old and the single mother of 3 children, gunned down with her dog in the neighborhood smoke shop. In this surveillance video, she's waiting at the counter next to another man when suddenly the gunman runs up to the doorway. He will fire a series of shots into the store, striking Ms. Enoa and her dog before taking off into the night. It happened at 9:45 last night. The dog died at the scene. Ms. Enoa died minutes later from a bullet wound to her abdomen. The other customer fled the scene after the shooting, and NYPD detectives are now theorizing that he was the likely target, and that Jennifer Enoa was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
She's an innocent bystander. This is all. She did it.
4 kids, mother of 4.
She's missing Noah's boyfriend of 4 years. He told reporters today that he last spoke with her minutes before she was killed, as she was going out to walk the dog. Ensla's death is a shock, even in a city where gun violence is on the rise. It is the kind of bold, brazen gunfire that has put so many New Yorkers.
And they got the video of him literally running out to his car, like they have everything on video.
And the victim's boyfriend at the register. Another.
Look at this. I mean, this is sad. This is disgusting.
Man is standing nearby. Security video from across the street shows a car drive up alongside the white car parked out front. Then it pulls over at around 9:45 Sunday night.
Pulled over.
A man slowly walks over to the store while talking to someone who got out of the white car. Once the man gets to the door, he starts shooting. Enoa is shot in the stomach. Her dog is struck too. They exit the store and immediately collapse on the sidewalk. Both murdered. Before she...
I know. I'm just a Wild West. I don't know. He's a coward.
Noah has no intended target. 2 News.
I got another one after this.
It's 4:30.
How crazy is that? So he pulled over, right? He pulled over in his red car. You see it. They have more surveillance video. You got to understand, DeKalb and Franklin, that whole area is cammed up. This is right next to the King of Slice Pizza. You know, you go down a block right there, it's Fulton. You go down another block, it's Atlantic. Like, the whole area is camered up. You know what I mean? So that's just some surveillance they have. Of course, you know, when the police do their homework, they follow that trail. Wherever that car went, there's a camera on that block. So they'll just follow the car. Like, people don't understand that. People, you know, think the police, oh my God, they just have this video here. No, they're going to follow that car wherever it went, whatever block. You know, they're going to go search. They're going to do all of that because this is big news now. Apparently, he went to shoot somebody else in the store. Shot 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You saw him left-handed, big fat guy. Looked like Fat Man Scoop or whatever, right? So he's gonna get knocked. It's not like, oh, if he, you know, he might be knocked already. Put it like this: the police know who it is. Of course, the police know who it is. You know why? Because all they do is hit their informants up. Salute, Joanna. All they do is hit their informants up. Who did that shooting over there next to the King of Slice, the bodega? Yeah, the smoke shop. Who did that? It was, oh, okay. Then they go back in the room and say, hey, listen, my CI just told me it was, you know, Tony and 3 other guys. My CI said the same thing. Because all the police have confidential informants in the hood. You understand? If you don't, please don't find out. I hope your new mayor stops this madness. I don't know. Maybe he was obsessed with her and meant to shoot her and the dog. No, there's other, you know, information that came out that there was another dude, the guy standing behind her, eating his chips. That's who the dude was shooting at. And she was just there. So he shot 3 bullets. 1 missed, 1 hit the girl, and 1 hit the dog. This is what I'm saying. Some of these dudes don't really... You gotta understand that half these dudes shooting guns don't know nothing about the guns. Never shot a gun in their fucking life. No, it's a lot easier than the movie. I mean, a lot harder than the movie like makes it seem. Unless you're right up on that person. The person start moving and you start... You know how hard it is to hit a moving target? It's hard, man, unless you're trained. You know what I mean? And you can tell by the position or the way somebody holds it or if they're trained or not. Not a dude just running wildly. Fucking idiots. D, salute. GH. What's up, my man? He said New York is messed up. So much BS going on. It's true. Biden said so. How he never hit his target and got her and the little dog too? Because in another video, you see the kid run. The kid who he was shooting at ran towards the back of the store. And I guess she just, you just freeze in those type of situations. Some people, you ever been startled, someone coming behind the door and you're like, oh shit. But imagine that someone who came around and just started shooting. Sometimes she may just froze. I don't know. But then they show her actually coming out of the store and she falls out there. I just, I didn't want to put all that up. Then, yesterday, they rounded up this one here. Let's see.
Tuesday morning at a secret location in Brooklyn. Expect the unexpected. Dozens of NYPD detectives are getting ready to take down alleged gang members in a series of raids. The officers go over their plan of execution. Pix 11 is inside a tactical meeting as the final preparations are underway. But first order of business, a reminder. Please stay safe out there. Safety first because of the violent history of these gangs. All are teenagers about to get an early morning surprise when these detectives arrive at their front doors. Remember when you go through that door, every one of these individuals possess the gun or use the gun. Be cognizant of that when you go through. Safety, number one priority today. Detectives then suit up with equipment in hand and roll out. We ride along as they are on the move. The raids are well orchestrated, done simultaneously. They're targeting 17 alleged offenders. We are at the Walt Whitman houses in Fort Greene, where detectives say 3 of the most violent live. In the shadow of darkness, highly trained and heavily armed detectives file in. They even position themselves on the roof of the building. And in minutes, one by one, of the alleged gang members are in custody, including 17-year-old Giovanni Bennett. He's accused of firing a gun right outside of Metrotech in broad daylight. A bullet hit a 19-year-old college student, an innocent bystander. Police also arrested these 2 17-year-olds in connection to a mass shooting. 8 people shot. 1 died outside the Eleanor Roosevelt houses over the summer.
These 3 that came this morning are the worst of the worst that we brought in. These are the 3 individuals that ran around our Brooklyn streets with no regard for community.
Deputy Chief John Schell, head of Brooklyn North Detectives, tells Pix 11 this takedown just made the street for murder.
See that? You think they're playing with you? They're not playing with you. Hold on. I just,
Mayor Eric Adams joined Kings County.
This is the crazy part, too.
And announcing the takedown of 17 alleged gun-toting gang members, some just in their early teens. DA Eric Gonzalez says 3 are charged with 3 murders and more than a dozen shootings that terrorized residents from Fort Greene all the way to Brownsville. The 20 guns displayed on the table were allegedly used by gang members from 3 different sets who forged a peace treaty to create a bigger gang called YPF. Prosecutors say they bragged about their weapons in social media rap videos, which also served as recruiting tools to bring in more members to the 200-plus member gang.
One of the most disturbing aspects of this case is the age of many of the defendants in this indictment. Some were as young as 14 or 15 years old.
But the guns were more than props. DA Eric Gonzalez says among the 3 murders in the indictment, gang members are responsible for the fatal shooting of an 18-year-old college student at a New Lots Avenue bodega. It was a case of mistaken identity. In another incident, gang members crashed a Sweet 16 birthday party, allegedly killing a 20-year-old Virginia woman visiting family at the Albany houses.
And now the shooting starts. They're shooting upstairs, he's shooting downstairs. You see everyone running for their lives.
Mayor Adams says his administration has taken it.
Part of that was the social media. You saw that? They were on social media bragging. And I've been saying this I've been online 2 years now, guys. Going 2.5 now. And I've been saying, salute OG Love. National Jones, he said move to Texas. I've been saying this since I came on here, though. I just still can't understand because I'm not, I think I'm using my words wrong because reality is I can understand because when I was younger, there was no internet. There wasn't none of that. So I can't identify with self-snitching. I can't identify with doing stuff and letting the world know. I can't identify with that because I didn't have internet. I didn't have any of this. You understand? Because if we did, you know what I mean? Me and my people may have fell victim to the bullshit too. Because, we didn't really have too many of the older guys telling us. The older guys more egged us on, amped us more than anything. You know what I mean? They didn't try to keep us out of trouble. That's the truth. So it's like the same thing now, but it's just worse now because every day you could go on the news and you see a crew, a clique, or whatever knocked because of social media. Because they brag. I mean, it's bananas, some of this stuff I'm seeing on YouTube and online. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that all these dudes are saying what they did and who they shot and did all that, all in the raps. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me when you see these kids killing 3, 4, 5 people and only 16, 17 years old. They haven't even lived life yet. They don't know nothing about life. They just know their area. Because a lot of these kids here are just born into nonsense. Because that's what's going on now. Like, we're just a little behind. A lot of these kids are born into this shit. Jeffrey Torres said George Floyd's niece got shot. Oh, yeah? But that's crazy. Big Neff, salute. My mom and dad were on crack in the 80s and 90s. Wait. My mom and dad were on crack. The 80s and 90s were wild. Facts, Big Neff. Kid in Texas, 14, caught 3 bodies at the gas station. I saw that. 14 years old. And Big Neff, they arrested his dad, too. His dad was the getaway driver, Neff. I'm glad you brought that shit up. 14 years old. And his straight bullets don't have names. Fact. National Jones, LC, down in Miami, being free. Yeah, she's smart. Let me see. There was a story that was in Texas. 14 years old. You see the kid creeping. He opens this door to the store and just lets off. He lets it off. He didn't let off 1 or 2. He let the whole thing go. And from what I understand, let me look this up, Big Neff. Speaker girl, salute. From what I understand, it was his dad that was the getaway driver. Wait. Let me look this up right here. I'm about to play. I ain't joking. Happy New Year to you too. What? Yeah. Wait, what?
There's immense grief.
Look at this shit.
So what are you?
Oh, fuck. All right, hold on now. Here we go. Look at this.
There's immense grief and absolute disbelief.
It's so hard to comprehend.
Police say 33-year-old Richard Acosta drove his son Abel to this Garland, Texaco the day after Christmas. Police say surveillance video shows Richard, the father, walking in, coming out, getting back in his truck, circling the parking lot, and then
Abel got out of the truck, goes in there, and in public opens fire inside the store. And then he runs back to the truck, and the truck is seen driving away.
Police say 14-year-old Abel Acosta shot 4 people at a taco stand inside the Texaco, killing 3 of them. And police say Abel's dad, was in on it.
So the fact that he drove away quickly, he knew. And hence the reason why he's also being charged with capital murder.
According to police, Abel had a disagreement with two victims, 16-year-old Ivan Noyola and 17-year-old Rafael Garcia. But a 15-year-old cook who was shot and 14-year-old Xavier Gonzalez were innocent bystanders. The cook survived. Xavier didn't.
All he was going to do is just go buy some food for the family and come back home. That was it. And he didn't make it. He didn't make it home because somebody made a bad decision.
Xavier played football and loved the Cowboys, so there was a lot of blue and silver at his visitation.
Somebody wrote, I'm sure there's more to the story. True, great beard, salute. Again, yeah, positive. There may be more to the story. But when you're a father and you're driving your kid, checking in from LA, salute LA, and you're driving your kid to go do something like that, I mean, what kind of father are you? What kind of role model? You know what? This is the problem. Yeah, maybe. This is the problem. A lot of these kids is born into this shit. That kid is 14. He's going to do the rest of his life in prison. He's 14. I'm not saying because they're saying the kid was a menace. I'm not saying it. But when you raised by wolves, how you expect to be anything less? Life without parole. Salute. Many parents pour gangbanging into their kids' spirits. So when we see this 14-year-old kid and we say, man, what this kid deserved forever. He killed 3 people. I understand that. But I also understand that the problem goes deeper than that. If your father's driving you to go shoot people, it's telling me it filters down. Like a lot of racism, like a lot of other shit. It filters down. It's learned behavior. There was a movie back in the days that was filmed on a camcorder. It was called Straight Outta Brooklyn. Some of the old timers will remember. It was praised because the kid did it on a camcorder. And the movie starts out with a phrase on it that says, first lessons learned are often the hardest to forget. First lessons learned are the hardest to forget. So when you're being raised by wolves and people instilling bullshit in you, how could you expect anything else? How could you expect anything else? I understand the kids these days, you know, they don't want to listen. No kids want to listen. I get it. I understand that. But we got to do a better job. I always say that as fathers, uncles, as brothers. We got to do a better job. I didn't even see you, Michael. Sorry about that. Michael Scholar, salute. That's what I say about the StreamYard. Certain ones pop in. You guys can't see it on your side. If I go on the phone, then I see all the messages. Let me see. Speaker Girl Music. Children's services ignore abused children complaints. They do. And New York is pretty bad. But New York has been pretty good. New York, you know, one little thing, and they have ACS up your ass over here. And when ACS get up in you here, they come knock at your door whenever they feel like. They go through your cupboards. They go through, you know, they go through everything. And I guess as they should, because a lot of these kids, they don't have shit. It's fucking sad. Big Neff said, gangs always recruiting young kids. It's always been that way. It's true. It's true. And they recruit a lot of older dudes. I remember a lot of dudes when this whole thing first started in the penitentiary. I remember some dudes was in their 30s, mid-30s. I knew this kid, Twin. Shout out to Twin. Let me make sure everybody get, make sure I don't forget Twin. Like for that patrol, that's very heartbreaking because it's like they never had a chance. That's why rehabilitating our youth. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Parenting at I could just click on it and shit pops up here. See what I'm saying? People, I'm really swear to God, I didn't even know I could do that. OG Love said, parenting at its best said I changed the narrative for my two sons. First college career. Salute. That's what I like to hear, bro. Lakeisha, you back. That's what's up. Jakov, salute. Great Beard said just subscribed. I appreciate you jumping on board with us. Speaker girl. Very true. An abused child has never been taught love. It's true. It's true. And I seen it when I went to the penitentiary with these wild ass kids. They killed the dog too. I never understand why. Yeah, they killed the dog, but the dude was just shooting wild and the bullet just hit it. It wasn't like he, you know what I mean? She was from LES. Yeah. Hold on. Parenting at its best. Okay, so back to Twin. Yeah, Twin was like 35. He went down to Rikers Island midnight and then he came back upstate. You know, this was like in the infancy of all this shit, of all this gang culture. And he came back up, and he was my boy already. And he came back up, and he was whatever he was. I was like, what the? So the gang culture recruits all, you know, it doesn't. But yeah, they recruit the young kids, especially. Big man for whoever said that, because you know they're easy to manipulate. They're easy to manipulate without thinking of the consequences. Because as I always say, you know, when you're a teenager, your mind is not fully developed. That's science. That's actual fact. It's not something I read on Snapple. You're never the same person you were, even maybe 5 years ago, no matter how old you are now. You know, my daughter gets mad when I post or show a picture of her from last year. Ew, daddy. What? Last year, that was... Every year progresses. It's different. You're never the same. Your body even changes every 7 years. You develop different allergies and stuff you were allergic to, you're not now. And that's, you know, it's natural. It's the progression. But when you're... Hold on. Alan, salute. Salute to Astoria. He might have needed protection. He didn't need protection. You know what I mean? He was a big dude. He was just saying down on Rikers Island. It was crazy what was going on. And he got caught up in it. And when he came back up, then he started recruiting. And Fred, please read the story if you agree. Denied parole, Awilda Lopez, before she murdered her 6-year-old daughter. I'll look up. I'll check it out. I don't know nothing about it. Awilda Lopez. You know what I mean? So these young kids, it's science, it's biological. Their minds are not developed. Their minds are not developed. And then all the rest of this Instagram and all the rest of this shit, that didn't help. It didn't help with the culture of youth. It didn't help. It was one of the worst things that's ever happened. Because half these gangster dudes, the dudes know half these gangster dudes from other cities and that everybody knows. Nobody would know nothing about them. They would be local. But you get online, you press this camera, all of a sudden you become worldwide. You're no longer local. And then once you project it to the world, and then the sad part is, like I always say, there's no kids. It's sad because the young kids ain't listening, because the reality is OGs are OGs, right? The OGs lived it. They did it. They lived through things. And it's sad that kids won't listen to them. Because the OGs got a lot of knowledge. If you're an OG and you made it through the jungle, you made it through that street life, you made it through whatever years of penitentiary you may have done, and you lived and you put on for whatever you were, you were involved with. You put on for your area. And you're an OG. Then you have a story to tell. You have a lot to give. Even though a lot of these kids won't listen, some of them will. But somebody has to be like a voice for these kids. Every day you see a new social media takedown on YouTube. Every day, a different city about YouTube, about social media. It's just crazy to me. Like, if you knew, here's the thing. If you knew that cameras were on you 24 hours a day, right? And you shoot people, knowing that the cameras are on you 24 hours a day, and they have a murder squad watching you, would you still do it? If you were into robberies and you had cameras on you 24 hours a day following you, which they do, but literally following you around, would you still go in that store, put the gun in that clerk's head and rob them? Maybe not. So why is it that these kids think it's okay to have their crimes and then broadcast them to the world? Who taught them this shit? Who's there to tell them, man, what is you doing? Who? I don't know who. I don't know who. I tried. I tried to do my part by doing shit like this. I tried. I've spoken to kids, high schools, junior high schools. I spoke at CUNY Law in Queens. Yeah, I did. Brooklyn Borough Hall. Yeah, I did. The UN. I was in the UN. Not bragging, not boasting. Just putting it out there. I've been talking to kids for long years. It's what I can do because I live this shit. I know what the penitentiary looks like. I know what the first thing I'm supposed to do when I go into a cell. I know this. And I'm trying to talk to these youth so they understand that they don't have to live the same life. I don't want them to know exactly what to do the first time they enter a cell. The first thing I do when I enter a cell was search it. I don't unpack nothing. They lock me in, boom, my bags stay right there. And I start searching my cell. These is habits and morals and standards I was learning as a fucking teenager. That a lot of these kids are gonna understand too. I had to search it. I had to search the lights. I had to take apart the lights. I had to go under the bed. I had to make sure there was nothing loose in the sink, nothing loose in the sink. I had to. Because what happens is, if somebody gets into a fight, they get packed up and they leave, they might have had weapons in that cell. Now the next person comes, puts their bags in, gets all fucking comfortable. Police come, they do a search 2 days later, a day later, an hour later. That's yours. Whatever they find in that cell is yours. Yeah. Why am I saying this? Because these is morals and standards I learned as a teenager in my developing mind and my developing brain, and it messed me up. Physically, I'm here, bang, bang, all good, in shape, fine. Mentally and emotionally, prison fucked me up. Sometimes I don't think people talk about that aspect of it enough. Fuck the cuttings, the stabbings, and all of that. Every jail got the same shit. Every jail got cuttings. Every jail got stabbings. Every jail got robberies. Every jail got those dudes that just are troublemakers, snatching chains and those type dudes. Every jail has that. Everybody has those stories. But let's talk about the mental side, people. Let's talk about the emotional side. Let's talk about the feelings when you're in solitary confinement of like deprivation, period. The only thing you have in solitary is hearing people. There's solitaries where you could talk to your neighbor for months and don't know what the fuck they look like. You understand? Salute, Darius. Hartford, Connecticut, life without paroles. Again, salute. Tectonic. Detroit is crazy up north in AC. There ain't even gangs like that. Oh, no? Let's subscribe. Like and subscribe, people. That's right. You know, people would shoot up all over the street in the little projects over there. Where we at? OG Love. I speak to the young men when I was in my family weekly and check in to constantly see where they at and their heads is at. That's what they need, OG Love. Orange Street, Newark, one store, blah, blah, blah. I see him listening a lot. Yep, salute. I'll get back to all of that. That's what they need, OG Love. Let's go. Like and subscribe, people. They need to be checked on. Because, you know, here's the reality of the situation. A lot of these kids in that roundup that I showed you earlier in that gang thing, they don't know love. They've never had love. They've never had love in their life. You know, mama maybe loved them, of course. Mamas are the best. Sometimes it's the dads that ain't shit. You know, that's a lot of problems in society. A lot of the dads ain't shit. Mama always gonna be there. You know, unless she's on drugs, like, you know, my man was saying over here and stuff like that. You know, I had a couple friends, my boy G's mom was all cracked out. True story. And right there in the projects in Promenade. And when I was always in the streets, you know, my mama was one of them people that, I know I get all over the place, people, but just bear with me. My mom was one of them people that, you know, she went by certain morals and standards, but she, you know, she used to say, you live in my house, you guys can finish it for me. So you live by my rules. That's what I do with the kids too, y'all, what I just did. So if you were in your house and you said rules, that's what I do with the audience too. Anyway, that was my mom. My mom, she just wasn't, you know what I mean? She was just different like that. So the streets is where I went, literally. It was closed and I was out. And I used to live with my boy G in Promenade, right there. Flushing Queens, shout out. And his mom literally would have nothing in the refrigerator. Literally. And he was young. He was a few years younger than us. But he was always young in the streets, so young, so early. We'd be out late and he'd be running around at 10 years old. Let me like, yo, what are you doing out here? Come here. Threw him under my wing, make sure he was good. Like that. Family didn't have nothing. His mom didn't have nothing. Literally used to have to like rob to eat. True story. So when I speak about certain things, I can. Yeah, I can. I can. Because we literally used to have to, you know, our shit was the cars first, you know. Benzie boxes, we used to hit the radios and cars and shit. But back in the days, they used to have this thing called a Benzie box. And the Benzie boxes were radios, because people were stealing people's radios was big back then. So they were removable radios, literally from your car. Bear with me now. They would, so you'd remove the radio. It literally would come out of a slot. That's where the radio is. And then you could take it with you. Most people didn't take their Benzie boxes with them. So our thing was to scan Look, as I'm walking past, I scan and I look and I see the empty Benzie box slot. 9 times out of the 10, the person took it and put it under the seat. See what I'm saying? People who, I'm just giving you a mentality so you understand. I really lived, 13, 14. I'm not joking with you. So when the slot was empty, once in a while it would be in the trunk, but we wouldn't do all that. If it's not under the seat, we keeping it moving. True story. And we used to try to get the Nakamichi joints, because we used to get $50 for a Benzie. And if it was the Nakamichi runs, those were 100. This early 80s. I'm just telling you. So we would go see the empty slot, a pebble. Just a pebble. Hit the window. It sounds stupid. A little pebble. Like nothing you would. You hit the middle and there was spider webs. I didn't even make noise. Going in, looking up under that seat, opening the glove compartment. We out. 10 seconds. Now, a lot of people used to look at me in a certain way. Of course, I was a troublemaking fucking little hoodlum. But it was like a lot of people who didn't understand my background. The people that, people don't understand and still don't know. It's certain shit, you know what I mean? So I was in the streets. So Chill Will. Good morning, my brother. Thank you, man. Smash that like button, Chill Will. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to get to these comments in a minute, y'all. Just once I get flowing, you already know. So I used to literally have to, rob to eat every fucking day in a certain period of my life. I chose that because I didn't want to live by my mom's rules, right? But it was a different family structure in the streets. It was a different love that I had. It was a love like, and it was always based around violence. As far as like, you try to do something to me or my people, we gonna do this. You try to do something to one of my people, we gonna do this. And I just fell, right into that. I became very violent. And I like that. This is what I'm saying about these kids. Now, I like that reputation. I liked it. I liked the reputation that I had. You know what I mean? I liked, as crazy as it sounds, I liked anytime something happened, the police be at my house. It was just like a rite of passage for me. It was like a rite of passage for me. Because back then, certain things got respected. If you was young and you was violent and got busy, you got respected. You know what I mean? You got a lot of girls. You had a different persona about you. And I like that shit. I fell in love with the streets. I understand that shit. And I understand that street love. From people who I thought loved me. From people who would eventually get on the stand and point me out and said I did it. Facing felony murder charges, one of my boys. You guys, some of y'all know, some of y'all knew. One of my boys, we grew up, when he had problems with a certain area, I'm in the mix, I'm in the middle. When he got jumped in a certain area, he came to us, let's go. Go time. When something happened, I'm there. So it was very weird for me when I'm still holding on to this mentality with felony murder charges over my head at trial. Still in holding on to this non-snitching shit. And one of my best friends got up on the stand and pointed me out. He said, right there, in the blue suit. I start looking the fuck around. Fuck? Who the fuck? It's all fake when them bright lights come on, man. It's all fun and games, robbing cars, and then I elevated my game after that. You know what I mean? It went from Benzie boxes to cars to robberies to being charged with attempt murder 3 times before my murder charge. Not a game. One, I was not there at all. Like, not even, and the dude was like a neighbor, like a known. Like, I wasn't there. Had an alibi. The other 2, I was there. I did. Got a second chance program and then got probation. Youthful shit. That's how it was. Back then, like I said I don't know if you guys seen The Dog in the Yard. Go to The Dog in the Yard, guys. If you haven't seen last week's interview with Fred White, my interview is up on Pistol Pete, Box and Dice Show, The Dog in the Yard. You know, and like I was telling them, back in the days, you could shoot somebody in the leg and be charged with assault. As long as it was below the waist. Not making shit up. That was the law. You know, so a charge could be attempt murder, and then, you know, that's how it was. It got youthful. It was just the way New York was back then. New York was wild, and everyone was being released to be wild some more. That's a fact. That's why enough times is the most murders ever in New York City history. Not now. There's a couple hundred now. We had thousands when I grew up. Thousands. 2,300 a year, shit like that. Now there's like 300. So I do know what I'm talking about. And I understand that love. But looking back, I had some counselors, maybe some teachers, but I didn't have that dude in the street like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? To tell me, because to me, it was like a rite of passage, right? It's just a rite of passage. You're eventually going to go to jail. You come home, you go to jail, you work out, you come home, you get the glow, you get the respect. That's how it was, right? That's cool, right? That's the shit. So it was like a rite of passage to go to prison, and I believe it's kind of the same thing now. A lot of these kids sign up knowing that prison may be in their destiny some way, somehow. You know, I don't know if a lot of them, when they sign the contract to the gang life, I'm not sure if they know that if they sign that actually death is around the corner. I don't know if they think like that. I think maybe they just think like they're not going to get caught. They're not going to be the ones that get shot. I just, you know, maybe jail, they know, maybe, you know, going in and out of jail. But I don't know if they, when they know that when they sign that line, that death is around the corner. I'm not sure that they do. And this is what I need to do. This is what I need to tell them. When you sign on that dotted line, understand that the Reaper is around the corner at any minute. Now, some people may say the Reaper is around the corner regardless. Fred, you can walk on the street. I get it. But I'm a poker guy. If I want to play poker, yeah. Percentages go up when you sign that line. Are you with me? Percentages go up. The death percentage goes up. The prison percentages. Like if you're a part of the organization or whatever gang you are, and you've been in there a long time and you've never been to prison, because it's a rite of passage, you have to go to prison. Right? And that's the mentality, man. And it's really sad. I would really like to know how many of these kids had positive role models in their life. Because I'm seeing videos online right now where these little kids, I mean, they're baby faced like 12, 13 years old. I mean, literally like smack them across the, and they'll shoot you. And they're online, they're on YouTube, and I'm just like, what the hell happened? What is going on here? Who said this was okay? You know, a lot of these OGs, like I always call on these OGs in these neighborhoods. You know, some of them do. A lot of them, some of them will be online or Instagram or whatever, pledging their allegiance to whatever, instead of being out in the hood, really, really making a difference in your community. That's what a fucking OG is to me, man. An OG is not somebody who lived the life, only to still live the life, impress it upon the youth to live the life of misery that they had. OGs live through shit. If people saying you OG and you've never had a violent incident, you've never been to prison, you've never had you're not considered OG. This is what I'm trying to say. No disrespect. I'm not that I would love to have lived that life. You're not considered OG to these kids. Unless you got some battle scars, unless you got a cut in your face, unless you got something. So it bothers me when these OGs lived a life of misery. They lived a life of misery. Hear me now. They've lived life in the cell, smelly. They've got naked in front of other men and spread their ass cheeks. They've walked into cells and there was feces on the wall and they had to clean it. They've seen people write their names in blood on the walls. They've seen people cut themselves. They've seen people kill themselves. They've seen the misery that the penitentiary is. Come out and still promote the bullshit. I got real discouraged. with the YouTube shit, man. You went through all that bullshit to come on to promote more bullshit and to perpetuate this shit to the kids? I'm so fucking confused. To perpetuate to these kids who you claim to love, who you claim are the little dudes, little bros, little homies, whatever. But you walking them, you putting a rope around the sheep's neck, and you're walking them right to the slaughterhouse. Here you go, sir. Yep, I got one for you. There you go. Yeah, thanks. I'll get you another one. What? That's what I mean. A lot of these dudes ain't the same, man. I'm telling you, we're not the same. How could you live a life of misery? It's like somebody who smoked cigarettes right their whole life. And they're 90 or 80, 67, whatever the fuck. 60. And they're dying of major lung cancer from all the smoke. And they look you right in your face and they say, this caused me to die. Smoking these fucking cigarettes. I wish I could go back. That's what they would tell you. You know what they're going to tell you? They're going to say, I wish I could go back and not have started smoking in the first place. That's an OG. Not saying, yeah, that's right. I know I'm dying. I know my family's going to suffer when I die, but I would still smoke every cigarette that I know. You would not say that. You would not say that. That's why when some of these dudes get a second chance, because I guarantee you a lot of the dudes that don't have a second chance, that are never getting out of prison, you ask them, would they change their life? They would say, in a heartbeat. You tell them, would you work for $15 an hour? In a heartbeat. But then you got dudes that come home from being around people like that and then perpetuate nonsense. And then these little kids following them. And then these little kids is all being led to slaughter. And then everyone sits around and says, well, what happened? What happened? What happened is we need more male role models. We need to press upon these kids. A lot of people don't know. A lot of dudes, I'm telling you, who friended me and did all that, who had guns and all that, I write them back. Listen, no disrespect. I'm not following you. You got all that bullshit on your page. But, I do it in a subtle way. Because that's how I do. No disrespect. You promoting that nonsense on your page, I don't fuck with you. They know. I've done it a lot. It's just disturbing the fuck out of me, man. For real. Every time I see these gang takedowns and these kids, 17 kids, 20 kids, all 14, 15 years old, they don't know what they're doing. And they're just labeled menaces in their hood right now. They're labeled as menaces. They're the ones shooting. They're the ones doing all that. I understand that. But they're getting the guns from somewhere. There's got to be some older folks around there. There's got to be some people to talk some sense into some of these kids, because it makes me fucking sick. Let me see. I'm a mother that doesn't even get to see her child. Women do suffer. Salute, Kern. Mo Green, you're a good dude. I appreciate you, Mo. Thank you, brother. Mo Green, Richard Starks. That's this organization. Estranged. All right. Salute, estranged. I got my glasses or some shit sometimes. Mr. Matrix. Yes, we both know misery loves company, and that's why they promote this shit. It's disturbing to me. I'm gonna be honest. I got so discouraged a lot with this YouTube, man, guys. Like when I came on, everyone knows there was, only one other person that I ever saw, and that was a 10-minute video. Not even I watched 5 minutes. I don't watch people like that. But this shit done got crazy. Everyone's just coming online, and it's just, I don't know. I guess because I'm more of a background person, the clout, it's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just got real discouraging to me. And what also got discouraging is like when I see these bozos and a lot of nonsense, and you guys know most of the bullshit with dudes just promoting nonsense, but they get thousands and thousands of views, and I'll be on their lives, and I'm just like, why do people, like I'll go on their live and then I'll see like the whole thing, even just donation. I'm just like, how do people support this shit, man? How? No one wants to hear that positive shit. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? If I was on here promoting negativity, I would have way more views, way more, I could make this my life. I can't make this my life. I got a life. I got babies. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 that's under 5. 5 and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It's just hard for me to just come on here and make content and be all, in the beginning it was all right. Sometimes like I just got tired of this shit. Demon Slayer, my Italian, no, Irish and Spanish. They need better people to look up to, role models. That's right. We that starts with all of us grown-ups, man. Because the kids are watching. You know what I mean? Chill, Will. Nah, you support me like no other, man. You kidding me? Much love, bro. You always support me. I'm not saying I'm like that. I'm just saying you do. A bunch of other people do too, but it's really disturbing to me, that some of these dudes have made some negative bullshit into their life. And they're not telling the stories right, believe me when I tell you. What is your take on defund the police in these cities? Rich Starks wants to know. I've done videos on that, Rich. I don't know what that means, defund the police. Like I don't know the dynamics of what that means. Like, because certain people's mindset of the defund the police are like no police force, period. Now those people are talking silly. You know what I mean? We can never go have a lawless land. We can't do that. We can never go back to Billy the Kid days, or it'd be like Mad Max. You ever see Escape from New York? That's what it would be like here. So, but other people have said no. It means this and this, but not like. So I'm not even sure really what defund the police means anymore. But if you're saying to get rid of the police force, I would say, oh my God, I'm gotta move to the mountains somewhere. Everyone's gonna die. Like if you ain't built like that, and that's the thing. People be like, well, I'll be all right. You may be all right. Like me, I may be all right, but by myself, I would be all right. I got a family. Now, are they going to be all right? Is my wife, is my kids? Right. So when people start talking lawless and we should get rid of all cops and all that, I don't know. I hear you. Bushwick is in the building. I'm trying to get everybody here because I'm about to bounce. Dak, it's back, something like that. And what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything's great. And Mr. Matrix, I see somebody, Mooks, I can't tell what language that is. Mo Green, like the movie American Me says, some kids need to learn the hard way, and that's the thing. Joseph, getting back to mob, real gangsters with rules. Oh, the mob is still here, Joseph, but they're not flamboyant. Joseph will bring back the mob, real gangsters. They're still here. They never left. It's just that Gotti and his flamboyant ways, you know, they drew the light to the mafia. The mafia is still here, still active, still doing what they do, but they're not on social. I'll tell you what thing, Joseph, they're not on social media. You know, they're not gonna run up on social media and say, "Hey, you know, we just extorted the pizza place, Tony's Pizza down the block." They're not gonna fucking do that. I will say that they're not gonna say, "Yeah, let me tell you something. We put somebody in Brighton Beach. We put him in the trunk. Oh Lord," they're not gonna do that, Joseph. So, you know, if we're gonna live by mob rules, we gotta live by mob rules. You gotta be more civilized with it. You gotta be more structured with it. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying the way it is now is fucked up. It's so crazy. No love, especially John Walker, never against your mother, no matter what. John Walker. Yeah, I'm just going back up, y'all, so everybody gets, because some people get mad. Fred, you in? Sometimes I don't see it, man. Timmy, salute. Always be a girl, Darius, life, testimony. I think I got everybody right. I hope I did, man. If I forgot anybody, you guys know it ain't never on purpose. Mo Green, Kern, Strange, Cliff, Denny, Cliff Wayne. I'm just trying to make sure everybody get a shout out, because you know everybody like to get shout outs, man. When they come on the live, shout me out. I get it. Reform, I understand. Right, to abolish, to say, okay, so somebody go defund. Okay, let me get back to the police. Have you ever done Golden Glove boxing? I never did, but I did box with Golden Glove boxers. You know, Kevin Kelly's my man. Mark Breland, way back in the days. But I boxed at a PAL in Knights of Columbus, Demon Slayer, when I was younger. Defund the police yet? The first ones to call. Yes. The ones who are screaming, defund the police, you know, from the Upper East Side and Upper West Side. Let's see what happens when the police don't come. You will be the first to be invaded. Anthony Maroney. Hey, respect for Manchester, England. Salute to England in the building, y'all. Defunding the police is some silly shit. They're already under defunded. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, right? But the Irish mob came first. Yeah, the Irish mob is still here, man. But again, people will be like, the Irish mob is here. Fucking right, they're here. The Russians are here. The Albanians are here. You just don't. I'm gonna tell you, like with the young kids that got taken down, 17. It's because they're flamboyant with it. They're shooting people. They're shooting innocent people. Once you start taking down innocent people, hear me now. If these kids was running in the streets killing each other, it's not gonna get as much light. It doesn't get as much light. Let me say that. It might not. It doesn't get enough light. When these kids is in the street killing each other, it's not. But when these kids start shooting, missing, hitting other people, did you see that? Because the case, one of them was they shot a girl by accident, right? The other one was people in the party. They went and shot 8 people in the party. I talked about that, and I'm putting it together of the video that I showed earlier. I talked about that like maybe over the summer. About somebody went to the party and shot up. Now that I think about it, now we have footage of that. Okay. You understand? They're causing a scene. It's not good for business. Capiche? It's not good for business when you're killing innocent people. That's part of certain people's principles. No women, no children, no innocent people. These are mob principles, if you will, right? This is the law. Look, I'm talking mob shit. Look, Blue Gambino just came up in the place. Do you understand? These are mob principles. No women, no children, no innocent people. And what happens is if you're hired for a hit, and even if you hit your intended target for the boss, but a few of your bullets went and hit a kid or hit a woman, guess what? You will end up in a trunk as the hitman. They will tell you, oh, don't worry, you did a good job. Come on over here. We want to meet you in Ozone Park over here. And whoever the hitman was is going to die because it's too much heat. You brought too much heat. They want to know who it is. We're just going to kill you, whack you, leave you over here. The police going to put two and two together. The heat is off. That's how the mob works. It's filtered down. Right? That's how it goes. So if we're talking these mob principles, what are we really doing here? That was the key to those takedowns. If you listen to the takedown, innocent people were hit in different times of them trying to shoot their ops. The key word, innocent. Just like when the baby got killed over here, passed out. Right? Within a few months, they had the whole organization, the top, the leaders, everybody, who was babysitting, every fucking body wrapped up because they hit a baby. When you bring attention to yourself, that's what it is. It's called attention for a reason. It means a lot of people are looking. A lot of people are watching now. And people want answers. That's why real mob guys were happy when John Gotti. John Gotti's a cult figure. We get it. Love John Gotti. Rat. Died, never ratted. Died in prison. Great. Right? But real mob guys didn't like John Gotti, man. He brought too much attention. If you've noticed, since John Gotti, there hasn't been that people's champion for the Italians. No disrespect. I said that with all respect. There hasn't been that John Gotti. There's people that got Gotti face tattoos and like Gotti was loved. But Gotti was too flamboyant. I'm a Teflon Don, he says. He said it. And he charges just roll right off. They never stick. The Teflon Don. The feds just sat back and said, oh yeah? Okay. That's all they do to these organizations. But the organizations, if they were just shooting each other, they're not going to round up the whole organization. But when you hit innocent people, because like my man said, bullets have no eyes. So when you start hitting innocent people, women, children that had nothing to do with anything, and the news and everything else, your whole organization is going down, even if you weren't the shooter. It's called the Rico. Yeah, it's called the Rico. And every charge on the Rico is 10 years. Yeah, some are 20. Minimum 10, though, each charge on the Rico. And as I've explained, if you don't know, I've done Rico videos. Go back, look up the Rico law. And the American Me video I did. The Rico is like such a crazy law. Because they could get your whole team. And you could not be one of the shooters. Because each team, everybody in the gang is not a fucking gangster. Let's get this shit straight. A lot of dudes is in it, we know they're soft. They got in it for protection in the first place. Even a lot of dudes that went to jail and they saw the numbers and got with that. Like a lot of them were soft. You know what I'm saying? This is the truth. Even the main ones will tell you. Out of 100, there might be like 10, 15 real motherfuckers. You understand? The rest is just fucking tag on. And the real 10, 15, they prey off them too. You understand? So it's just slope. Salute everybody. Little Mario, salute. Folks from Paris. Oh, shout out from Paris. Demon Slayer. Biggest Irish mob organization. John destroyed the mob. I love listening to your stories. I appreciate it. Hi, Beast J. The mob would go up close to you and shoot. That's the difference. The mob, when someone legit leaving bodies in the street can bring. It can. I was just painting a scenario. Like if the cops know Tony Salami did it, right? Because 90% that's how they work. They know Tony Salami hit this guy but killed the innocent lady. The police know. The mob will leave Tony Salami somewhere where when the police get them, they know. All right, Tony Salami is the one that did it. Case over is what I was. That was the whole point. I was just painting the scenario, Rich. That's what the mob would do when you start hitting it. These dudes here, they hitting some people. They on fucking Instagram. Yeah, John destroyed the fucking mob. The Irish built the whole East Coast. Yeah, they did. The Jacob Javits Center. I was gonna do some videos on that. The wars between the Irish and the Italians back in the. See, I forgot what I was talking about before. You guys get me all distracted. That'd be the ADD, man. That's the ADD in me. But the Irish, yeah, they built the Irish and the Italians went to war kind of around the Jacob Javits Center. When the Jacob Javits Center was built here in New York, it was built on the west side. And that was more Westies land, Irish mob. But the Italians had the contracts. And so, the Irish were like, well, we're getting our people on here. And a lot of people died for that Jacob Javits Center in New York, just the building of it. So many people died. So many Italians died. So many Irish died. Yeah. The Irish still got a lot, but you just don't hear about it. Who's the leader? I don't know. Who's the leader of the Italians? I don't fucking know. Some of these organizations, though, I know exactly who the leaders are. Dumbasses. Terry, you think Adams is going to be... Oh, no, Adams. Adams is going to be... Adams is going back, guys. Okay. We used to have something here called Stop and Frisk, where the police, jump out boys, whatever you want to call them, here in New York, if they suspect that you have a gun, just suspect you of it, they could just jump out and search you. Get on the wall. Stop and frisk. Usually, then they started coming up, they're supposed to have reasons and all that, but you were playing with your waistband a little too much. Most people keep it. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but what happened is a lot of people, because they were only jumping out on certain races. So, a lot of people, felt that was unfair in certain communities. Not everybody should be bundled into what a few bad apples are doing. They eliminated the stop and frisk. And then they broadcast all over the news how the shootings went up, all the guns. So now it's in the people's minds, we need to stop and frisk back. Eric Adams, as a former cop, he knows what policies work, what don't work. I don't know. I don't agree them running up on everybody. Right? But they got a lot of guns off when they did this, and they stopped a lot of crimes. They stopped a lot of violence. So that's their argument. I'm just giving you both sides. Also, on the flip side, because I was around when Jump Out Boys was around, how do I say this? I would also know and understand that, damn, if I do go out, there's a good chance that these dudes is going to jump out on me. Why? Because when I lived it, because I noticed that when people be like, these guys are always fucking with me. It's 90% of those people who are saying that are still selling drugs, still wilding. It's those people. Why? Because I understand that. I used to be that type, man. They always fucking with me. Every time they see me, right? I just want to make a big scene and shit. They leave and all my boy. Motherfuckers want to make a big scene every time they see me. Fucking morons, right? Dumbasses. Beat it. You ain't got nothing else to do. Always messing with me. Me. Victimizing myself. But I was living that life. Stupid. If I was looking in the mirror. That's what I was saying. See, but you're living that stupid life, dumbass. When you're doing bad things and bad karma, what you expect to happen, dumbass? So I know from a person that may or may not have carried guns before. Just to say I know people. And then people would tell you, they would think twice about going outside the door, knowing that these police at least once a week jump out on me or whatever it is. And they know who I am. So so I've been told, you may think twice before walking out the street with that gun. And they're trying to change the laws here too, people. Yeah, right now, a gun in New York is 3 years, mandatory. That's what it was. 3 for a gun. Now they're trying hard in Albany to push for 10 years per gun. Wow. Don't know how much that's going to change, like, people's mentality, because the reality, and I think they know that, so they just want to incarcerate a lot of people. All right, you with me? Because, let me see. He's seen some of his videos about people still in the pen. Me too. Who? West Seams. Oh, I don't even know what they do. The stopper for shit was the cat in 92. All they had to do was say you fit the description. Oh, yeah. Lil Mary said Tuesdays and Thursdays. See, for what he just said, Lil Mary wrote Tuesday and Thursdays. A lot of people don't understand that, what he wrote. But if you understand, you understand. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we used to call them TNT. They used to come on the TNT sweeps. TNT, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So in our minds, they could only come sweep our neighborhoods and come through here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We were wrong, but that was the Tuesdays and Thursdays TNT sweep. Mario will confirm that. But that's what he meant by Tuesdays and Thursdays. We used to be like, no, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we got to chill because only TNT can only come on. See, stupid mentality. See this dumb shit I'm fucking used to live. Yeah. What's up, Joey? Hype J. Lean, Sloop. Mo. Yeah, again, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Oh, the stop and fist. Yeah, so allegedly, it may stop, it may stop some things. I don't know. But I'm just seeing both sides of it. But they're trying to, 10 years. So 10 years in prison for a gun. I don't know how much that's going to deter the youth. Let me explain. Because where I'm at, where the youth is killing each other, it's more of that gun is more of a survival thing. Some people use it as a weapon. Some people use it as self-defense. Are you with me? So when you're living a certain life and you're walking down the street, you have to ask yourself, would you rather get caught with it by the cops or without it by your ops? And most people would just rather be caught with it than without it. Same thing in prison. Your knife, you don't have a knife, like something close, accent right there, right? Because you rather get caught with it than without it. And for a lot of these kids, that's the mentality. You with me? A lot of these kids, they have to come out their house, they have to be strapped. And they have to be strapped. Why? Because the people who live literally across the street, you guys see I went to Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? My boy Naquan. Literally, Tilden, Brownsville houses, Van Dyke are literally, they like on the same corner. Like they all and this ones don't get, and it's just so crazy. So some of these kids, you can't fucking come out the house without a gun. So if you make this 10-year law, do you think that's really going to deter these kids, or are you just going to incarcerate them for a longer amount of time? Let's talk about it. That's the question. You see what I'm saying? Because I think regardless, 10 years or not, these kids are still going to get caught with them same guns, regardless. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter to these kids because to them it's life and death. To them, every time they step out on their stoop, it becomes a matter of survival. To some, when they come walking down the stoop and going to their corner store, their heads are on a swivel, boy. What are they on a swivel for? People lurking up front, cars coming past, cars driving a little slow, and perhaps when you're looking in the cars, there's 3 or 4 people in the car. These are things, how do I know? I know. I could talk about it. I used to watch cars coming down the block. I was living a paranoid lifestyle. It was called the paranoid lifestyle. Because I'm like, I know they're coming. Whether it's the police, whether it's the enemies. Because we were there in their hood every night. We were, whatever they call it, spinning blocks every night. So I understand. But it became a paranoid lifestyle. I still always look over my back now. I still live a paranoid lifestyle. But it started then. Any car I see coming down the block, if you could see them coming, the heads. You know what I'm saying? If there's 3-4 heads, we ready. Could be just a grandma and fucking 3 grandkids. We saw the heads walk. We ready. This was the life I lived. True story. So I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I know what it takes. I lived it. But for some of these kids, it's just a matter of survival when they come out their house. It don't matter if it's 20 years, 5 years, 1 year. They need their gun. So sometimes I feel when they're trying to put 10 years on a gun now in New York, you're just going to send these young kids to prison longer. You're going to send a 16-year-old. They'll be home at 26. Now what did you do? Donating for those that want to donate but just can't. Much love. Oh, man. Appreciate you, Chill Will. Thank you, my brother. Oh, my God, Che. Salute, Che. I ain't even see you, bro. I got the StreamYard. I don't know if you ever dealt with StreamYard. This shit is slow. Sometimes messages pop up. It's stupid on my side. I hate it. Much love, Chill Will. You always show so much fucking love, bro. Appreciate you, man. Again, I don't even know where you're from, Chill. If you're from New York, I'll pull up, son. I'll pull up wherever. It's tough, Fred. Just like the kids in Africa that was forced in those rebel groups that had. Yeah, you saw that? That always happens, though, Rich. The kids being kidnapped from schools and they put them in these refugee camps. Kids are always getting stolen from schools. They take the whole school. The rebels come and whatever's going on out there, that's different, crazy life. They come and take the whole school. Everybody get on the bus. And they'll take a whole village's kids. Like, that's crazy. Pretty much recovered. Yeah, Che. I hope you feel better, man. Che's back. Che was a little under the weather, but he's back. I'm glad he's back. Doing what he do, man. Appreciate you. Got to get back to the rubs, man. You know what I'm saying? The carpentry industry needs you, bro. The carpentry industry needs you back, bro. Shoot, Darius salute. Anyway, man, I'm about to go. I got a few moves to make, man. You guys know I love you guys. I'll probably put up a regular video because, again, y'all, I got the green screen. I got the MacBook. I got the microphone. I'm ready to start doing some real videos. You know what I'm saying? Not no more like this. A little bit. I like to live. I like to come vibe with you guys. I'm going to start putting some different content, different things, real videos out. Some New York prison legends I got coming. Can't talk about it. But it is what it is. You guys know the motto, man. Experience is the greatest teacher. But somebody else's experience can be just as valuable if you pay attention and listen. And on that note, people, Chill Will with my Cash App. It's Tales from the Pen. Chill Will. Just like it is. The cash, the $, and Tales from the Pen. Same as the YouTube, brother. I appreciate you. Lil Mario, everybody, Jewish. I said Jew. Oh, what is this? Lewis behind me. I'm sorry. I thought it said Jewish B. I'm like, wait, what? Lewis, my bad, bro. You guys stay good. Love you guys. Peace.